Jailer Rock, and this is what's in my box. Let's go to the blackboard. Alright, Jailer Rock here, back at the blackboard. And so, for this What's in the Box, I wanted to show all these Titan large figures, mainly because if you've seen some of my videos on toy hunts and stuff, there's so many of these 12-inch figures that are on sale like all the time. You see them in Ross's, I see them in thrift stores, I see them all over the place. It just seems like so many people liked them for a minute and then didn't like them anymore. And I had picked up a couple just to have. Most of these were like $1 or 50 cents, and I was like, wow. Next thing I turn around and I have a whole bunch of them. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's put together a What's in the Box little segment and showcase them off. So we're starting here with the 2014 Titan Series Iron Man, 12 inches. This one I got for 25 cents at a thrift store. So this one has a lot less articulation. You see it's scratched up, it's nothing great, but I just got it because I just wanted to get it. I mean, I'm honestly probably gonna, I can't donate any of this stuff, but I'm probably just gonna end up giving it back to the thrift store or something like that, or maybe if there's someone that wants it, you know, they can just have it. I don't care. But I just, you know, a lot of times when I see this for like 50 cents, 25 cents, I'll pick it up because I know a lot of times these retail for like $10 and up. Strangely enough, even used, I still see them listed on secondary market from $5 to $10. I don't know if they're selling, but they're listed there. But as I said, not anything as far as articulation. I don't know if I could say that this is for the kids line. Maybe, I guess, because it's more durable. I mean, this definitely feels like something you could swing around and hit somebody with. But please don't do that. Don't hit people with your toys. Next up is the 2018 Titan Heroes Series Thor. Just like the other one, not much in the way of articulation, but this did look a lot better. I picked this up for $1. Actually on Macari, but it was local, and I just went and picked it up. So for $1, I thought it was cool. I mean, you can turn the head, and like I said, you move the shoulders, you can move just at the hips, but that's it. Nothing with the feet, anything. You know, I'm not sure what goes back here. If anyone knows what goes back there, has a little Avenger symbol, let me know, because I think I have one that is new, but even that I don't see what goes in the back here. So maybe some kind of pack or something. I don't know. But I will say though, oh, I do forget. Strangely enough, you can like move this hand. Look at that. Like, you see how it has a little cut there, but not really. Like, it feels like when you're turning it, you're not supposed to. So, and this one, same thing, kind of a movement, but not really. But I still have to say though, at least as far as like the design of it, I think that it looks nice. I always like the black. I like the suit. You know, it looks cool. So that's something there. But again, so many of these sitting somewhere on aftermarkets, like the Landos of the new action figures line. But yeah, there you go, Thor. Now I know I had another video where I showcased I think it was Snake Eyes, or maybe it was Storm Shadow, but I found another one of these. This one was $2, and this is the 2021 9.5 inch G.I. Joe Titan Storm Shadow. I have to say though, even though again you're not going to get much articulation, I don't know, there's just something about like how this looked that I just thought it looked sweet. Like, it's kind of like the Thor. If the design looks cool, I mean, yeah, that first Iron Man was kind of jacked up, so that's why. But even so, it still was kind of plain. But I mean, look at this guy. I mean, his belt, hair down here, like the kilt thing, the design, his gauntlets. Here you can't do anything with the fists. Down on the legs, I just like the way that it looks here. Like it looks sweet. And He comes with like a long gray plastic sword. Sword isn't really detailed or anything like that. The cobra symbol is nice. You know, the head doesn't move or anything, but I do like just the way like his helmet, the design in the back, his belt here, his little weapons. Of course, you can't move them or do anything like that. But I have to say that overall, though, this figure still looks nice. I think I actually paid $5 for this though, and this was just because I just thought it was cool, and I wasn't able to get the Storm Shadow Classified series yet. But you know, I just thought it was really cool. I just thought that as far as a large figure, and as I'm a fan of Storm Shadow, I thought it was cool. So this one, I think I'm going to keep in my collection because it displays very nicely. And here is the Snake Eyes version, same thing, 2021, 9.5 inch. Again, it looks sweet. I really like the design, from the grenades to the design of his outfit. I just love the pockets, the way the little symbol up here, the visor, the helmet, again the hands, he has the trigger hands. Again, this one also came with the exact same plastic sword, but I thought that, you know, it still looks sweet. Nothing else here you can do anything with. I do like the little red accent on the belt. Again, I think that the way that, you know, this is built in, even though you can't remove the knife or anything like that, and articulation is the same thing, you can't really move much of anything besides arms, and I don't even think you can move the leg. No, you can't even turn the waist. Right, this is from the waist down, it is locked. No elbow, can't turn the hand. This one, the head has a little bit of turn, a little up, little down, but that's about it. But I think this also, I got this, I think that's what happened. I got this in Storm Shadow for $10. Most of these items that you see are going to be, I've seen on the secondary market, anywhere from $7 to $10. But I don't think they're selling. I just see so many just sitting in thrift stores and you know, garage sales and stuff. But again, just like the Storm Shadow, I do like the way this looks. It does look nice on the shelf by itself, and for that price point, hey, I mean, you can't really beat that. So I think this will be staying in my collection. So here is another one that I picked up at the thrift store. This one was also $1. I got this mainly because it was the first Power Ranger that I saw this. So this is the 2014 Bandai Power Ranger Super Mega Force Blue Ranger. And like all the other ones, they retail, not retail, but they secondary market $7 to $10. Same thing as far as articulation, except, you know, this one you can move back and forth with at the hips. This one actually did have a little sword kind of attached to it. You can remove it, but I just leave it there. It's kind of like limp, but it's alright. And you can like turn the head. Oh no, wait, yeah, you can. I was like, it's just stiff. You can move the arms, but that's it. The design isn't all that, you know. I don't know. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. Just this guy on the belt. It just looks so silly, right? To have like a picture of a guy there and like the swords up here. I don't know if I really digging it. You know, the back very plain, gauntlets very plain. So I mean, you know, it's just like with the Snake Eyes and stuff. It looks cool. I guess this is like a pirate force. Does anyone know this line? Because if you do, please educate me. Because it's like this looks like something like Pirate Rise, even though it doesn't say that in the title for it. But you know, hey, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, this one I wasn't that impressed with. But since it was $1, I was like, hey, let me just grab it and add it to my Titan Force. Alright, let's mix things up, because this one isn't a Titan, but it's one of the only other really large type of figures that I have that kind of matched, and it didn't really go with any other what's in the boxes yet, so I just threw this in here, but I thought it was really cool. This is the 2013 Hasbro Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Big Blasting Rocket Raccoon, and I actually got this for $1. Oh no, actually this was part of an eBay sale that had a whole bunch of things. It kind of did break down to $1 because I got like 12 action figures, and this was in there as well. The other action figures were anywhere from 3.75 to like 6-inch, but this one was here, and I was just like, okay, this is sweet. This does actually do something. Like, for instance, if you push down on this, now it's supposed to spin and shoot this, but I think that that's part of what's broken, is that this doesn't go. So no matter what I do, it's just stuck there. But if you look here, you can press this, and then he says things.
The name's Rocket.
Oh, the name is Rocket. So I mean,
No need to be so bossy.
that's so cool. And I think that it's like 2 settings. There's a setting where
I told you I had a plan.
see, he'll say things randomly, but if you keep pressing it, he'll also say the things. So I don't know if that's part of the issue with the toy itself or what, but this is pretty cool. I mean, I like the weapon. I mean, you see it has like the mouth flap. I think it's supposed to like do a little talking. If someone has a working version of this, please in the comments educate me. I mean, that's kind of what I do with these videos with the what in the box, because this allows me, you know, I'm picking these things up, I'm just grabbing them because they're super cheap and learning about them. It's not like I specifically hunted for this, but once I get it, I'm like, oh, let me find out more about it. So if anybody wants to educate me, talk about this figure, or any of the ones we had, please leave a comment, because that's pretty sweet. I want to interact with the community. But I do love the way the gun looks. I do like the figure. The figure is pretty dirty. I tried my best to clean it up, especially for the video. But you know, you can see here on the back, you can actually, it's really weird because there's a section in here, can you see that, where it says try, but I guess you can't sit in the middle. I think it's really just saying turn on to try, but I do like that you can turn it off. I believe it's 3 AA batteries, so you know, not too bad. You got his tail. There's not really posability. I mean, this is a statue here. I think his ears were supposed to do little motions, like when he talks. You're supposed to see like a little motion, but I think that it's partially broken. But I really think that overall, this figure looks really awesome. I mean, it just sits sweet, and you know, at least you can, you know, you can charge it up and then have him talking. So this is actually gonna stay in my collection because it's just unique and very cool. Okay, so this is too big even for the frame. I mean, I'd have to go like all the way out. But this is really unique in that this is larger than all the others, and it has the most articulation. This is the 2006 Mattel Superman Returns Hyper Posable Deluxe Action Figure. And I just think that this one was awesome. I got this also at the thrift store. I got this for $2. And I mean, just look at all that you can do with that. I mean, like, you can move his arm around, you can swivel at the bicep, you can turn at, oh no, you can't turn at the elbow, but you can bend the elbow back and forth. You can rotate at the wrist for the hands. You can articulate the hands itself, including kind of like half the fingers, like you see that, how you can do that. You have the chest crunch here that you can do. You also can turn at the waist. You can also turn at the hips. You have the double knees. And then you can turn down at the ankles, and you can articulate the actual foot as well. So I have to say that is pretty awesome. Plus you have cloth cape, which I think is nice. So I mean, this is a figure that I have not seen before in any thrift stores or anything like that. Also the head, you can look at that. You can do so much with the head. So to me, it's like this is what you would want out of a figure this big. If you're going to have all that articulation, I just think it looks awesome. I think that the face is it's a little bit goofy. Is this supposed to be Brandon Roth? I guess. But I do like the way the suit looks. It doesn't look terrible. The reds are nice. I like the S on the chest. Everything else, the design, the boots, everything looks really nice. So I mean, this again is one of those action figures where I want to hold on to this one. If nothing else, it just looks awesome. I mean, it's 14 inches, so it just towers over even those 12-inch figures. So I mean, it's like the Superman of those Titan series. So it's really cool to have in my collection. If you find one of these, they're pretty awesome. If anyone has one of these, tell me in the comments. Alright, and this one here, we're going back to the 12-inch size, is a 2018 Hasbro Avengers Ronin Hawkeye. So this is, of course, when he was in the Ronin character. This one has pretty much the same articulation of the other ones. It seems to be the main differences that you'll see is if the head has articulation. Like some of them you can't move at all. This one you can at least kind of look up, down, turn a little bit. But as far as everything else, it's just moving the arms back and forth and the legs. That's it. It's nothing as far as the ankle rockers. Again, there are these whole ports here. I don't know what goes there. I'm assuming there has to be some kind of accessories. Maybe he has his weapon. Like none of these came with any accessories or weapons. So unfortunately, I don't know. If someone knows, please put in the comments. But you know, maybe it's just the black. Oh, also, so you get a little bit of movement here. This is where I think something attaches here, because this is less movement, while look, this one you have full rotation. So that kind of tells me that with this side, something goes here, and then that's why there's a little movement, but not a lot. And I guess this is just, you could hold like a gun or a weapon, and you have more articulation there. So yeah, some of these have a little bit more articulation than others, but it's not going to be a lot. It's going to be pretty basic, but I do like the design. Maybe again, I think it's just the black, the gold. It's simple, but it's nice. I think the hood is cool. I like that it's sculptured. Again, in the back here, you have this open spot. You can see his legs. You have the little design of the shin guards and stuff like that. I like the gold on the knee pads. Pretty nice. So yeah, and the jacket and all that. But you know, still, again, I picked this up. I think this one I paid $2 for, so another one for the collection. Alright, and here we have the 2019 Hasbro Black Panther, and I picked this up actually for 50 cents at a yard sale. And I just thought it was awesome. I mean, at this point, I'd had most of the other ones in my collection, and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna see how many of these I can get together before I do a video, and then just have a video showcasing all of them. That's, you know, I talk about rabbit holes. I mean, yes, all these prices, if you notice, I haven't paid more than $5 for any of these. So altogether, you're talking about probably like $20 or something for what, 8-10 figures. So it's nothing, but it's still funny that, you know, I just started buying these even though I don't collect these. I don't plan to collect these, but because, you know, I wanted to do the video and I just kept finding them, I was like, all right, let's go get it. So again, this has a section here where I assume that you could get a weapon out. Again, here you can turn the hand. A lot more articulation than the Ronin. And then on the back you have the slot here. And then this hand, you can pretty much almost go all the way around. So again, I think that this has to do with the fact that something clicks into here. Besides that, everything else is pretty much the same. You don't get any of the bending of the knees or anything with the feet or anything like that. It's just forward and backwards with the legs, forward and backwards with the shoulders. And in this one, the head does not move, so it just stays locked in, looking at you, all mean mugging you and stuff like that. So, you know, still cool, and it's another one to go with the collection. Alright, last but certainly not least is the 2016 Marvel Avengers Endgame Hulk. And as you see, this one kind of matches with the Thor, even though the Thor was 2018, but it's still that suit. But I just think it looks sweet. Again, you get some of the articulation. This one you can move the head a little bit side to side, not really up and down, like barely. With the fist here on this one, you can turn it a little bit, but if you see the fist is closed, he's just ready to punch. On this one, again, more. So it's kind of weird, right? That the right hand, you can either turn it partial way like on the Black Panther, or you can do all the way on this Hulk, and I forgot the other one that you could do it all right. But I like it. I mean, the size is just bigger because it's Hulk. It almost looked like you could do something with the thighs, but you can't. Same thing. You can't bend the knee. You see the feet. But I just think that, again, the design, maybe, again, it's the black. It's just easier. You see the hole there. I'm assuming an accessory goes there. But he is just big and hulking, obviously, right? So I just think that this figure just looks good. It just towers there. I think that having the item like this next to like Superman and like Thor and stuff like that is really cool. So this one actually was the only one out of all of those 12-inch figures that commands a little bit more on the secondary market. I've seen this going for $20. I paid $4 for this at a flea market. Somebody had it. I think they had it for like $6. I said, would you take $4? And the guy's like, just get out of my face. I think that he probably had a bunch of these too he was trying to get rid of. So I just think they was cool. So these are my Titan class figures, and I was happy to put this together and show it to you. So if you like these kind of videos, I love going out and gathering all these toys. Like I said, as a percent off collector, I try and get toys that are really cheap, so I can learn about them without having to spend a lot of money. And I love doing videos like this where I can show off a whole bunch of figures at once, which is separate from my single unboxing videos. So it's just cool to do a different unboxing. So if you like this style, you like the videos that I have, please give me a like, sub, all that stuff. I'm doing videos 5 days a week. There's tons of content. I have tons of figures both in boxes and out to showcase. So if you like the channel, you know, support the channel. It's not difficult, right? But either way, I appreciate and thank you for taking the time to geek out and chill with me looking at these figures. But until next time, remember our motto: no discount, no deal. Catch you next time.